3 is Brooke Bannister. Number 5, Eve Sudback. Number 7, Lauren McCabe. Number 9, Rachel Ackley. And your girl is number 14, Elizabeth Christensen. Amanda Schulte is the head coach for the Hawks. Here's a special invitation for your Iowa Central Trihead. And finally, the freshman on court, number 3, Angel Baylor. Finally, the freshman from Wichita, Kansas, number 8, Bailey Good. And finally, the freshman from Rochester, Minnesota, number 11 is Caitlin Steffes. Your girl is a 5'4" sophomore from Algona, number 12, Bailey.
Welcome, Triton Nation, to another installment of Triton Women's Volleyball here at Hodges Fieldhouse. I'm Link Clay, your host and commentator for tonight's game. This is, according to my sources, the last game for the Tritons at their home turf, as they're going to be taking on tonight the Northeast Hawks volleyball team. Tritons only 35-1. They've only lost one game this entire season. Quite an impressive win streak there. We're going to get started off with the Northeast Hawks' first serve of the game. And here we go. It's going to go right over to Balin Johnson, set up by Alicia Johnson. It's going to be spiked over by Steffes, and that looks like that's going to go out of bounds for the first point for your Iowa Central Tritons. Quite a way to start off here, folks. I also am led to believe that this is also sophomore night tonight for your Iowa Central Tritons, so we will be covering that as well as the night progresses on. 1-0 the score. There goes Bria Sandifer with the next serve for the Tritons. It's going to be knocked back over and out of bounds for, looks like the first point for the Hawks, bringing it to a tied game, 1-1. Hawks with the ball, over the net it goes. Over to Jory Hayek, set up by Alicia Johnson once again, and tipped over by Alharthi. That's going to go for another point for your Iowa Central Tritons. 2-1 now. And here goes Alicia Johnson for the next serve. A full audience we have here tonight at Hodges Fieldhouse. We have the cheerleaders, we have our mascot, and we have, more importantly, all the friends and family that have came out to support their Iowa Central Triton gals as we go for hopefully 36-1 tonight. Alicia Johnson for the next serve again. 3-1 is the score. That's going to bring us to 4 now. A little bit of a communication problem going for the Hawks, but that will work into the advantage of the Tritons. Here we go. Johnson again for the serve, and that's going to be a little bit short of the net there. 4-2 now. Tritons still lead. Looks like we're going to have some substitutions for the Hawks. And we're going to have number 3, Brooke Bannister, for the serve for the Hawks now. Over to Jory Hayek, set up by Alicia Johnson. Ooh, and a nice hit there by Dobson. 5-2 now the score. Some more substitutions coming in for the Northeast Hawks. And we're going to have Caitlin Steffes now for the next serve. Here goes the sub for the Hawks. Knocked over. That's going to go out of bounds and result in another point for your Iowa Central Tritons. There goes Steffes again for the serve. It's going to go over to the Hawks side. It's going to be knocked over, saved by Steffes. It's going to be knocked into the air by Johnson and tipped over there by Dobson. Good point there. 7-2 is your score. Ooh, and just barely saved by the Hawks. They will get it over the net, but it will go out of bounds for another point for your Iowa Central Tritons. 8-2 now the score. We still have Steffes up there for the serve. Here we go. Just a little bit short there. That's okay. Just working out the kinks there a little bit. 8-3 now. In possession for the Hawks. Now we have number 7, Lauren Cavan, to serve. That's going to go over to Balin Johnson, over to Alicia Johnson now. Attempted tip over there by Alharthi, over to Steffes now. It's going to be over to Hayek. Hayek over to the Hawks side. They're moving the ball around, folks. And off the hands of Alicia Johnson, it is out of bounds for 8-4 now. We're going to have Cavan serve again for the Hawks. Over the net it goes. Johnson over to, ooh, and a close save there by Balin Johnson for the Tritons. No good, bringing the score now 8-5. The Hawks making a slow comeback. Hopefully the Tritons can keep them off their tail. Here we go. Cavan again with the serve. Over to Hayek, set up by Alicia Johnson. There goes Hayek again, off the hands of one of the Hawks. 9-5 now the score. Tritons lead. Bailyn Johnson now to serve for the Tritons. Over the net it goes. It's going to be sat up into the air. There goes the hit. It's going to be a block there by Dobson and Bylark. Over to Bailyn Johnson. There goes Jory Hayek to tip it over. It's going to be saved by the Hawks. Ooh, and just barely almost saved there by Caitlin Steffes. No good. 9-6 now the score. Hawks with the serve over to Hayek, set up by Alicia Johnson. There goes Dobson with the hit. It's going to be saved by the Hawks. There goes the wall from Bylark and Dobson. Another point as they knock it back into enemy territory. 10-6 now. Tritons in double digits. Let's keep the score going, folks. Bailey Dugan now to serve. Alicia Johnson over to Jory Hayek. Oh, it's going to be close. Back over to Dugan. Set up by Alicia Johnson. Once again, there goes Hayek to tip it over. And it's another point for your Tritons. 11-6 now. Dugan going to serve again. Tritons looking pretty good tonight as they had a little bit of time to rest up and practice for their next game after the last Triton invite just a few days ago. Ooh, and a nice save from the Tritons there, ultimately getting the ball knocked back over by Bailyn Johnson. And now it's over to Alicia Johnson. There goes Steph to tip it over. Over to Steffes once again. There goes Alicia Johnson. Angel Bylark to only get blocked off by the Hawks. There goes Jory Hayek. It's going to be another save. Ooh, and just a little short of the net for the Hawks. 12-6 is your score. Dugan once again going to be serving. Tritons looking very, very well prepared. There goes the serve. Back over to the Hawks. Set up. Here goes the hit. It's going to go over to Dugan. Back over to Alicia Johnson. There goes Bylark with the ultimate almost kill. Saved by the Hawks. And that is going to go out of bounds for another point for the Tritons. 13-6. If you're just joining, welcome to Triton Nation. I am Lincoln Clay. I'm going to be keeping you company tonight, doing commentary for tonight's game against the Northeast Hawks versus the Iowa Central Tritons. Bailey Dugan over to Alicia Johnson, going to be tipped over, saved by the Hawks. That's going to go over to Caitlin Steffes. Set up by Alicia Johnson. There goes the kill from Angel Bylark herself. What an absolutely great hit. Angel Bylark averaging about 287 kills at the moment. What an impressive play there. We're going to take a short timeout break on the floor, and then we're going to take one up here in the court, or in the Crow's Nest as well. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back, Triton Nation, as we are continuing this game at Hodges Fieldhouse tonight against the Iowa Central Tritons going against the Northeast Hawks. Tritons 14-6 Hawks. Oh my goodness, what a game going on here tonight, folks. Ooh, a little bit of confusion going on the floor there. Bailey Dugan was serving. Looks like we're going to get a reserve here. That's all right, though. So we're going to start right back up here again, folks. Maybe I should do my opening monologue once again. I don't think I'm going to do that. And there goes Dugan for the next serve, this time for real. Set up by the Hawks. Here we go. Oh, and just tipped over by the Hawks. 14-7 now. That was a very sneaky play right there. I don't think the Tritons were really ready for that one. But nonetheless, we're going to keep on going. 14-7 still the score. Tritons leading. Over to Bailyn Johnson. Set up by Alicia Johnson. There goes Hayek to tip it over, and it's another point for your Tritons. 15-7 now. Jory Hayek now to be serving for your Tritons. Here we go. Over to the Hawks side. It's going to be sat up. Here comes the hit. It's going to go right over to Hayek. Nice save. Back over to Alicia Johnson. There goes Stephens to tip it over. Still going to be in play, folks. Back over to Hayek. Back over to Johnson. There goes Bylark. And off the hands of the Hawks, resulting in another point for your Iowa Central Tritons now. Almost a 10-point lead here tonight at Hodges Fieldhouse for the Tritons. Let's see if we can get this first round just under our belt. It's going to go right over to the Hawks now, set up. There goes the hit. It's going to be just tipped over by Bylark. What a nice executed play there. Officially now a 10-point lead, 17-10 now. Here goes Hayek again for the next serve. It's going to be bumped up and set for the Hawks. Here we go. Blocked off by Angel Bylark and Alicia Johnson. 18-7 now. Here we go. There goes Hayek for the next serve. It's going to go right over the net very gracefully. It's going to be, ooh, a little bit of a miscommunication there on the Triton side. Alicia Johnson trying to get that back over there, but ultimately no good. 18-8 now is your score. There we go over to Hayek, now set up by Alicia Johnson. There goes Stephens for the kill, saved by the Hawks. Back over to Hayek once again. There goes Bylark with her attempt, still saved by the Hawks. There we go, let's see. Hayek setting it up again. There goes Stephens out of bounds. That one's going to be on the other side of campus there. 18-9 now the score. A good attempt nonetheless. We're going to have number 5 for the Hawks now, and that is Eden Subak for the serve. Back over to Stephens. And that's going to be another point for the Tritons. I believe that is 19-9 now. We're going to have Bria Sandiford for our next serve. Excuse me, another point for your Tritons. 20-9 now. Over the net it goes. That was Bria Sandiford for the serve. Back over to Hawks side. It's going to be saved by Jory Hayek and set up by Alicia Johnson. There goes Stephens to tip it over. It's going to be saved once again. Back over to Bria Sandiford now to Stephens. Going to be saved by the Hawks once again. I believe the Hawks are now getting into the idea of what they're going up against with these Tritons. And there goes the tip over attempt from the Hawks over to Alharthy. Just a little out of bounds there. Now both teams in double-digit territory. 20-10 is your score. Tritons still lead. And here we go for the next serve for the Hawks. It's going to go over to Hayek, over to Alicia Johnson, and going to be just tipped over and inbounds by Alharthy. Alicia Johnson now to serve. Over to Hayek now, back over to Alicia Johnson. There goes Dobson. Going to be saved. But ultimately another point for your Iowa Central Tritons. 22-10 now the score. The Tritons just keep taking care of business here tonight at Hodges Fieldhouse. And there goes Alicia Johnson for the next serve. Cheerleaders absolutely going crazy, giving us that good raw energy that we need. Ooh, and a nice attempt to block that by Al-Harthi and Dobson, but it's going to go out of bounds off their hands for 22 and 11. Balin Johnson going to roll the ball back over to the side for the Hawks serve, and here we go. Over to Joy Hayek and out of bounds there as that goes off of her hand, 22 and 12. Ooh, and a nice hit there back over to the Hawks. That one looked like it kind of hurt a little bit. 22 and 13. Looks like the player that was hit by the volleyball's all right. That's good. We like to see all teams here playing against the Tritons coming off healthy and safe here. It's all good fun, folks. Back to the game. Steffes, it's going to be close, but they're going to call that for the Hawks there. And that's going to be 22 and 14 now. Still in possession of the Hawks. There we go. Ooh, and a nice kill there from Dobson herself. 23-14 is your score. Looks like we have some substitutions coming in for the Tritons, and it looks like number 1, Emma Risman, will be serving. A newer face for the Tritons. Here we go. There goes the serve. Over to Alicia Johnson. Saved by Risman. Good attempt there. But that will go off the hand of Devin Scott. Bringing the score now 23-15. Tritons still lead. It's getting very, very close here, folks. Back over to Risman. Back. The attempt by Scott back over to Johnson, and there goes Hayek for the next point. Game point here for round 1. Coming in for Bria Sanford, we got Angel Bylark, and we also have Balin Johnson coming in for the next serve, and here we go. There goes the setup and just tipped over the net. And that's going to go first round to the Tritons, 25-15. That's going to do it for us here in this first round. But join us back in just a matter of moments for round number 2. And hopefully we can walk out of here 36-1 tonight here at Hodges Fieldhouse.
serving to start the second set for the Tritons.
Welcome back, Triton Nation, as we are watching our Triton girls take on the Northeastern Hawks here at Hodges Fieldhouse tonight. Already one round underneath the Tritons' belt. Let's hope we can get even more tonight. Ooh! It's going to be close, but no cigar. 0-1 going for the Hawks now.
Eden Sudbeck serve.
It looks like we're going to have number 5 for the Hawks now. Eden Sudbeck for the serve. That's going to go over to Hayek, set up by Alicia Johnson, and there goes Steffes with the kill off the hands of the Hawk. Now a tied game, 1-1. We're going to have Bria Sandiford now serving for the Tritons, and over the net it goes. Back into Hawk territory. Going to be sat up. There goes the hit. Going to be blocked off by Steffes. Doing a little bit of a miscommunication on the Tritons' part as that slides off their hand, bringing the Hawk score 2 to the Tritons 1. Here we go. Steffes blocked off. It's going to go out of bounds. 3-1, Hawks lead. Kind of just got to shake off the dust here, folks. Get our heads back into the game. We did such an amazing job in the first round. I have no doubt we can do the same in the second. Back into the action. Alicia Johnson back over to Steffes. There we go. 3-2 now the score. Tritons making a comeback. Looks like we're going to have Alicia Johnson now serving for the Tritons.
Alicia Johnson to serve.
And here goes that serve right over the net. Almost out of bounds for the Hawks. They managed to save it back over to Hayek, set up by Alicia Johnson. There goes Dobson, tying the game back up 3-3. Very nice, very nice. Back over to Alicia Johnson now to serve again for the women's Triton volleyball team. Over the net it goes back over to Hawks. Gonna be set up. There goes the hit. Just out of reach of Jory Hayek. 4-3 now the score. Hawks lead. Substitution going in there for the Hawks, but we're going to get right back into the game. It's going to go over to Hayek, back over to Johnson, over to Dobson. It's going to be hit right back over and off the hand of Alicia Johnson. 5-3 now is the score. There goes the serve from the Hawks, back over to Hayek, set up by Alicia Johnson. There goes Steffes, tip it over, and it's good. 5-4. And a tied game now stands 5-5. Caitlin Steffes now to serve. They're just short of the net there. 6-5 now the score. Hawks lead now once again. Very tight round going here compared to the first one. Back over to Alicia Johnson, now over to Al Harthy. It's going to be saved by the Hawks. Tipped right back over. And they're going to advance with another point. 7-5 now, Hawks lead. Bailyn Johnson over to Jory Hayek, back over to Johnson once again. It's going to go off the wall there, formed by Dobson and Al Harthy, bringing the Hawks score to 8-5 now. Triton's still got the school spirit going. Nothing phases our Tritons tonight. Out of bounds for the Hawks, bringing the score now 8-6.
Johnson now serving.
Balin Johnson will now serve for your Tritons. Let's see what happens here, folks. Over the net it goes. Set up by the Hawks. Here we go. That's going to go out of bounds. 1 point difference now, 8-7. Johnson once again to serve. Here we go. Just short of the net there, 9-7.
Rachel Eklund serving for the Hawks.
Over to Steffes now, saved by Alicia Johnson. Back over to Hayek. It's going to be right back over. Oh, and almost saved by Jory Hayek. No good. 10-7. Now the score. Hawks lead. Ooh, and a little bit of a mishap there from Jory Hayek. Attempted to get it over to Alicia Johnson. Just a little short. 11-7 now the score. Back over to Steffes now. Set up by Alicia Johnson. There goes Dobson. Oh, and almost saved by Steffes. No good. Out of bounds. 12-7 now the score. We're going to take a timeout on the floor, and we'll take one here in the booth as well. We'll be right back with more women's volleyball in a matter of moments. Welcome back, Triton Nation, to Hodges Fieldhouse tonight as the Iowa Central Tritons take on the Northeastern Hawks. Score right now 12-7. Tritons already are ahead since they got one round under their belt. But as of right now, a pretty rough second round for the Tritons, as we are now 13-7 here. Let's see if we can get ourselves out of this rut. That's going to go out of bounds for the Hawks. 13-8 now the score. We are going to have Bailey Dugan for our next server. It's going to go right back over to Dugan. Set up by Alicia Johnson. There goes Angel Bylark to get that next point as it goes into the bleachers. Bailey Dugan again to serve. There goes a hit out of bounds for the Hawks once again. Oh, it will be actually called in favor for the Hawks. 14-9 now the score. Over the net, it goes over to Steffes. Set by Alicia Johnson. There goes Jory Hayek. It's going to be knocked right back over to Steffes. Set by Alicia Johnson. There goes Angel Bylark to tip it over. It will be out of bounds, resulting in another point for the Hawks. 9. There goes the next serve back over to Steffes, over to Alicia Johnson. Angel Bylark to tip it over. They're going to be saved by the Hawks. And just short of the net there. 15-10 now the score. So it looks like we're going to have number 7 for the Tritons, Natalia Kellerman, serve. It's going to be saved by Dugan. What an impressive slide there. Back over to Steffes. Going to be, saved by Balin Johnson. Back over to Alicia Johnson to Steffes now. Back over. Just off the hands of Dobson, or excuse me, Alicia Johnson and Angel Bylark. As that's going to roll out of bounds. 16-10 now the score. Hawks still lead. Triton's not giving up though. Back over to Hayek, set up by Alicia Johnson, over to Steffes. And ricochets right back to the net. Another point for the Triton, 16-11. Bria Sandiford now to serve for your Tritons. Very close game here tonight. There goes the serve. It is good. Going to be right back over. And another point for your Hawks, 17-11. That's going to go out of bounds, resulting in another point for your Tritons. 17-12 now. Alicia Johnson to serve now for your Tritons. As we keep pushing along here tonight at Hodges Fieldhouse on the campus of Iowa Central. Here we go. That's going to be another point for the Hawks. 18-12. Man. Over to Hayek now, back to Alicia Johnson. There goes Steffes with the kill. And that's going to be another point for the Tritons. 18-13. Steffes will serve. And that's going to be an attempted wall block there from two of the Tritons there, but is going to be no less another point for the Hawks. 19-13. I did not see who was in that wall block there. That's going to go over to Balin Johnson, saved by Alicia Johnson. Back over to Balin Johnson, just short of the net. 21-13 now the score. There goes the serve for the Hawks. Back over to Hayek, set up by Johnson, back over to Steffes. It's going to be out of bounds, bringing another point for the Tritons. 6-point difference here. Looks like Balin Johnson now to serve for your Tritons. Good serve and out of reach of the Hawks, bringing another point for your Tritons. 20-15. Timeout down on the floor. We're going to take one up here in the booth. We'll be right back with more Triton volleyball after the break. Welcome back, Triton Nation, as we are in Hodges Fieldhouse, Iowa Central territory here tonight as we host the Iowa Central Tritons versus the Northeastern Hawks. Tritons got one round under their belt, And a very close game going on for the second round here, as there's another kill from Dobson. 20-16 Hawks lead. Triton's making a major effort to come back. Hopefully we can. Balin Johnson's doing all the serving right now. Let's see how this plays out. A good serve back over to the Hawks now. It's going to be right over to Dobson once again. Over to Alicia Johnson. There goes Bylark to tip it over. Nice save from the Hawks. It's going to go over to Alicia Johnson. Back over to Balin Johnson. Over to Dobson once again. Let's go over to Steffes now. To Alicia Johnson. Steffes once again. It's just going to be tipped over there. Saved by Balin Johnson. And tipped over by Angel Bylark. Saved once again. Back over to Jory Hayek. There goes Alicia Johnson. That's going to be out of bounds for the Tritons. 21-16. Good volley. We're going to have number 9 for the Hawks. That is Rachel Eklund for the serve now. That's going to go right over to Jory Hayek, to Alicia Johnson now. And Dobson for the kill. Taking care of business tonight. Dobson going to be substituted in by Bailey Dugan, who will also be serving. 21-17 now, Hawks lead. Almost out of bounds there for the Hawks, but it's going to be right back over to Dugan. The setup to Johnson, to Hayek now. It's going to be close there for the Hawks. No good, bringing the Triton score now to 18. Dugan again to serve. That's going to go out of bounds for the Tritons. 22-18 now the score. We have some substitutions coming in for the Hawks as we speak. There goes the serve right over to Balin Johnson. Alicia Johnson saves it right back over to Dugan. Back over to the Hawks. Blocked off by Bylark. Right back over to Steffes. Alicia Johnson to tip it back over. Saved by the Hawks again. Back over to Dugan, Alicia Johnson, and then inbounds. Then we'll call it for the Tritons. 22-19 now is the score. Tritons making a huge comeback here. Let's hope we can pull away with the lead and quite possibly the second round. Devin Scott now to serve, or excuse me, Natalia Killerman. My apologies. Just out of reach of Balin Johnson there. 23-19 now is the score. Coming in for Kellerman, we have Jory Hayek once again. Over to Bailey Dugan now. Tipped over by Alicia Johnson. It's good. 23-20 is the score. Bria Sandiford coming in for Angel Bylark, and we have Al Harthy coming in for Balin Johnson. Bria Sandiford will now serve for your Tritons. That's going to go out of bounds and in favor of your Tritons. 23-21. Sandiford now to serve once again. We're going to take a timeout, though. We'll be right back after this short intermission. Welcome back, Triton Nation, as we are here at Hodges Fieldhouse, Iowa Central Territory, as we watch Bria Sanford. Ooh, just short of the net there. Game point for the Hawks, 21-24. Or should I say the other way around, 24-21. Hawks lead. Here we go. That's going to be out of bounds. 24-22. It's kind of a heart-pounding game here tonight. We got a lot of fans in the audience. We have our cheerleaders in the audience as well as our mascot. Shout-outs to them. Alicia Johnson now to serve for the Tritons. Here we go. Can we pull away with the lead? Let's see. A nice save by Jory Hayek. There goes Steffes up in the air for the Hawks. And a good block there in favor of the Tritons. 24-23. This is what we want to see. We want to see our Tritons make a good effort come back. And man, they're the hardest working players in this side of the state for sure. Let's see if we cannot come out with another win tonight. Not only for the round, but the set, but the entire game. Oh, just short of the net there. 25-23, that's going to do it for this round. So one round for each team. We're going to come back right with the third round in a matter of moments. Let's see if our Iowa Central Triton ladies can pull through with another win for 36-01. Welcome back, Triton fans, to Triton Nation as we are watching our women Tritons take on the Northeastern Hawks here tonight at Hodges Fieldhouse. 1-1 now for the score for the round, or excuse me, the sets. But now the Tritons pull through with this third set here with the first point of the game going to them. We're going to have Bria Sanford now serving for the Tritons. Let's see if we cannot get another set under our belt. Just short of the net there, 2-0. Tritons lead right away. Back to Sanford for the next serve. There goes the hit back over to Bailey Dugan. Tipped over by Alicia Johnson. It's good for another point for your Tritons. 3-0 now. Sandifer once again to serve. Back over to Sandifer, over to Alicia Johnson and Steffes once again. They'll bring us 4-0 now. A major turn from the last set. Let's keep it up. Sandifer once again to serve. Ooh, and a nice save for the Hawks. And that's going to ultimately go out of bounds. 5-0 now. The score, Tritons leading. And Sandifer once again will be serving. There we go to have the tip over to Alicia Johnson. Back over to Bria Sandifer. It's going to be knocked right back down by Al Harthy. Saved by the Hawks multiple times. Back over to Alicia Johnson. There goes Al Harthy. And another point goes for your Iowa Central Tritons. 6-0 is the score. Sandifer is getting very used to serving. Ooh, and very close. Just kind of flipped over the net. But nonetheless, another point for your Tritons. 7-0. It's amazing what can happen here in just a matter of minutes. Here we go. Almost out of bounds for the Hawks there. They do end up saving it back over to Dugan. Set up by Alicia Johnson. There goes Steffes to tip it over, and it's good. 8-0 now the score. Triton Nation, if you're just tuning in, you're watching a very good game here tonight at Hodges Fieldhouse. 1-1 in terms of sets for both teams. This is the third set, and the Tritons are taking care of business in this one. As we are now 9-0, folks. I'm Lincoln Clay. I'm going to be taking you through this game for commentary. And man, oh man, we're going to take a timeout now, but we'll be right back with more Triton volleyball as the score is 9-0 for the Tritons. Welcome back, Triton Nation, as we are continuing to watch the Tritons take this third set by the reins here. And here we go, Bria Sandifer once again to serve. 9-0 is the score. Both teams have one set under their belt. Let's see if the Tritons can get this one. Back over to Sandifer, set up by Alicia Johnson. There goes Steffes to tip it over. It's going to be saved by the Hawks. And that will go for their first point of the round, 9-1. Almost double digits there without having one score against the opposing team, but it's good to see that we have both teams on the board. Back over to Steffes now for 10-1. Alicia Johnson is going to serve for your Tritons. Just short of the net there for the Hawks. That's going to go in favor for the Tritons. 11-1 now. It's going to go right over to the Hawks side. It's going to be Ooh, just barely saved by Alicia Johnson. 11-2 now the score. It's all good now. We still have the lead. Back over to Jory Hayek to Baylin Johnson. Tipped over by Dobson. It's going to go right by the Tritons there. It's going to be another point for the Hawks. 11-3 now. Going to go right over to Hayek. Back over to Alicia Johnson. There goes Dobson to knock it back over the net. Back over to Hayek. There goes Steffes. Ooh, it's going to be close for the Hawks. I'll go in favor of the Tritons, though. Yeah, a little bit of a scrappy play there. 12-3 now the score. Caitlin Steffes is now going to serve for your Tritons. Here goes the hit back over the net to Steffes from the Hawks. Set up by Alicia Johnson. There goes Dobson. Saved by Baylin Johnson. That will go in favor of the Hawks there, 12-4.
Lauren Kevin is served.
There goes Alharthy for the attempted kill there, but it will be tipped over by Maria Sandifer, I believe that, or maybe that was Alharthy. Yeah, I think it was Alharthy that got that point. 13-4 now the score. Tritons lead. Baylin Johnson now to serve. Here we go.
Service winner, Baylin Johnson. For the Triton point.
14-4 now the score. Looks like we're going to have Baylin Johnson once again for the next serve. That looks like that's going to go in favor for the Tritons, yeah. 15-4. Johnson to serve once again. Over to the Hawks now. Good save. There's the wall of Dobson and Bylark. It's going to go right over to Baylin Johnson. Nice save to Alicia Johnson now to Hayek. And that will go out of bounds off the hands of one of the Hawks. 16-4 now the score. Tritons lead. And Baylin Johnson up to serve once again. There goes another wall block by Bylark and Dobson. A great dynamic duo there. 17-4. Johnson to serve once again. Folks, I should mention again, if you're just tuning in, welcome to Triton Nation. I'm Lincoln Clay. I'm going to be taking over commentary actions, I guess you could call it. And tonight is the last home game of the season for the Tritons as they just scored again, 18-4. It is also sophomore night here tonight, so we will be hosting that as our sophomores have been just absolutely a pleasure to broadcast for. It's been truly an honor to cover this sport as we have spent a lot of time together, me and Triton Nation. So I cannot thank the women's volleyball team enough for having us here and doing their games for them. It's been an absolute honor and a blast. And we just scored once again, folks, 19-4. Tritons absolutely just demolishing the opposing team, the Northeastern Hawks, as of right now. A complete 180 of the last set. If you're just watching that last one, Hawks walked away with the last set there by, I believe, 2 or 3 points, if I'm not mistaken. A very close game. So back into the action now. It's going to go out of bounds, bringing the Tritons now to 20-4. For Dobson coming in now, we have Celia Ava. And Balin Johnson will be serving once again for the Tritons. Right back over to the Hawks now. There goes the wall there with Ava and Bylark. But it is no good. That will go for another point for the Hawks. 20-5 now is the score. We're over to Steffes now to Alicia Johnson. Ooh, and tipped over by Bylark. It's going to be saved. Ooh, and just barely out of the reach of Balin Johnson. That's all right, though. 20-6 now stands for the score. That's going to go right back over to number 5. That was Molly McCauley. And it's good. 21-6 now the score. Bailey Dugan now to serve. Set up there by the Hawks. Here goes the hit. That's going to go out of bounds. 22-6 now for your Triton ladies. Dugan to serve once more. And that's going to go right out of bounds. On behalf of the Tritons, that's going to bring the Hawks up 7 points now. 22-7 is the official score. Back over to Balin Johnson, to Alicia Johnson now. And some good work coming out of number 9, Jaden Zeiss. 22-8 now stands for the score. We're going to have the Hawks now serving, and it's going to be number 14. And that is Elizabeth Christensen. Back over to Balin Johnson, to Alicia Johnson now. And Molly McCauley now to get that next point for the Tritons, 23-8. Coming in for McCauley now, we have Natalia Kellerman, and she will be serving for the Tritons as we move along here. And that's going to go out of bounds, resulting in another point for the Hawks there, excuse me. Now for the Hawks, we have number 5, Eden Sudbeck for the next serve. It's going to go right back over to Dugan, over to Alicia Johnson. There goes Steffes. That's going to be in. I saw that. That was in. Game point for the Tritons, 24-9. Absolutely amazing point right there. And now we're going to have Bria Sandifer to hopefully get this last point for the round and get us 2 sets for the Tritons. Ooh, very close save there from the Hawks. It's going to go over to Steffes. Set up by Johnson and Al Harthy to potentially get that point. Yep. And that's going to be it for that set, 25-9. We'll be right back with the 4th set of this game after the break. Welcome back, Triton Nation, as we are watching the Tritons take on the Northeast Hawks. Tritons got 2 sets under their belt opposed to the Hawks, who have 1 under their belt, and they just got the first point. 1-0 now the score in favor of the Hawks. And man, oh man, for the 4th round here, it's going to be tough deciding who's going to walk away with the win as the Hawks get their next point. 2-0 now. Back over to Dugan, set up by Alicia Johnson. Here goes Steffes, blocked off, but that's going to go in favor for the Tritons, 2-1. Bria Sandifer now to serve once again for your Tritons. Let's see what happens. Now, folks, I might be a little biased here, but I have a good feeling about this game as we are now tied up 2-2 with Alharthy getting that last point, I believe, for the Tritons. And we're going to have Bria Sandifer once again serving. Man, oh man. Regardless of how this game goes, this is one heck of a team here. And a great bonding relationship between all the Tritons. And you can really see it, especially during games. That's going to be another point for the Hawks. 3-2 now the score. Just a very close game. Number 2, Danielle Wadsworth for the Hawks serving now. Here we go, over to Hayek. That's going to go to Alicia Johnson. Steffes tip it back over the net. It's going to be saved by the Hawks once again. Knocked back over to Jory Hayek. Alicia Johnson, there goes Alharthy with the attempted spike. It's going to be saved back over to Dugan. Alicia Johnson now sending it back up for Steffes. They're going to save it once more for the Hawks side. Just short of the net, tied game once again, 3-3. Alicia Johnson now to serve. Ooh, and a little bit of a miscommunication for the Hawks side as the Tritons pull ahead with the lead. 4-3 now the score. Johnson to serve once again. Ooh. And here we go. Tritons pulling ahead officially with the lead. 5-3 now the score. I believe Johnson once again will be serving. Yep. Let's keep this lead going, folks. Going to go right over the net to the Hawks. Going to set it up. There goes a hit. And blocked off by Steffes and Alharthy. But it's going to be no good as that will go for the Hawks. 5-4 now. Tritons still lead. Over to Hayek now. Over to Alicia Johnson. And there goes another point for your Tritons. 6-4. Caitlin Steffes now to serve for the Tritons. Let's see. There goes a serve right over the net, back into the Hawks. It's going to go right over to Balin Johnson, over to Alicia Johnson now. I believe that was Hayek there for that point. 7-4. Good work happening here for the Tritons. Caitlin Steffes once again to be serving. Here goes a hit from the... Ooh, and it's going to be blocked off by Dobson and Alharthy. Wow, 8-4. Steffes will now be serving once again. Just out of reach of Balin Johnson there. 8-5 now the score. Tritons still lead. Let's keep it up. Gonna go right over to Alicia Johnson. There goes Dobson to tip it over the net. It's gonna be saved by the Hawks. Over to Hayek, over to Alicia Johnson now. There goes Steffes with the point. Ooh, they're gonna save it. Back over to Al Harthy to Alicia Johnson now, and Dobson just short of the net. Oh man. 8 and 6 now for the score. Gonna go right over to Balin Johnson again to Alicia Johnson, now to Hayek for the point, 9 and 6. And here goes Balin Johnson for our next serve. That's going to go right over to Balin Johnson once again. That's going to go and be saved by Alicia Johnson. Oh, what a play there. 10 and 6. Wow. Just rocketed just by chance. Do you believe in magic, folks? I sure do. That was quite the point there. Back to Balin Johnson now for the next serve. That's going to be called for the Hawks side, yeah. There was an attempted block there by Dobson and Bylark, but that was just a little bit close to the foul line there. That's going to be now 10 and 7 for the score. Hawks now serving back over to Hayek, excuse me. And that's going to be another point for Dobson. 11 and 7 is your score now. Dugan now to serve. There we go, set up for the Hawks there. Just tipped over to Steffes, back over to Alicia Johnson. There goes Hayek, saved by the Hawks. That's gonna go right for the Hawks. 11 to 8 now is the score. Gonna go over to Balin Johnson. Alicia Johnson now over to Hayek. Yep, that's going to go in favor for the Tritons. 12 and 8 now is the score. Just out of bounds off the hands of one of the Hawks there. That's all right. Joy Hayek now to serve for the Hawks, or excuse me, not the Hawks, the Tritons. What am I thinking? Here we go. Hayek for the Tritons now serves over the net to the Hawks. It's going to be tipped back over to Caitlin Steffes, over to Alicia Johnson. There goes Bylark. Oh, just off the hands of Caitlin Steffes. That's going to go in favor for the Hawks. 12 and 9 now the score. And here we go for the serve for the Hawks. Over to Hayek, or excuse me, Dugan. Just off her hand there. That's going to fall to the ground. Ultimately, a little short there. 12 and 10 is the score. Back over to Hayek. There goes Steffes, blocked off and just short of Balin Johnson. 12 and 11 now the score. Tritons still lead, but man, the Hawks are right on our trail. Let's see what happens here ultimately. Over to Hayek, set up by Johnson. Ooh, that's going to go in favor for the Tritons. Angel Bylark once again getting that point for us. 13 and 11 now the score. Bria Sandiford now to serve for your Tritons. Oh, and there goes another one. 14-11 now the score for your Tritons. Pulling back ahead, folks. Bria Sandiford now to serve once more. Oh, and just where there was nobody standing, the Hawks aimed for that position, getting another point. 14 and 12 now stands for the score. Alexis Kapalis now going to be serving for the Hawks. Here we go. Back over to Balin Johnson, to Alicia Johnson now to Steffes. They will call that out of bounds. That was just so close. 14-13 now stands for the score. Back over to Hayek, to Alicia Johnson now to Steffes to tip it back over. That'll be another point for your Tritons. 15-13. Alicia Johnson will be serving for the Tritons now. They'll go in favor of the Hawks. 15-14 now the score. Close set this time. Gonna go right over to Hayek. And that will be another point for your Iowa Central Tritons. 16-14. Caitlin Steffes now to serve. And then there goes another block from Alharthi and Dobson, resulting in another point for your Iowa Central Tritons. 17-14 is the score. Steffes now to serve once again. The determination of these girls is unmatched. I think that's probably one of my favorite things about watching these students play. There goes another point for your Triton ladies. 18-14. Caitlin Steffes once again to serve. Here we go. Back over to the Hawks now. They're going to set it up. Back over to Steffes once again to Alicia Johnson. And Alharthi to tip it over. Saved by the Hawks. It's going to be back over to Balin Johnson to Alicia Johnson now. Hayek for the slam back over. Oh, there goes the point for the Tritons. 19-14. And we're going to take another timeout here on the court. We're going to take one up here in the booth. Join us back for the rest of the set. Welcome back, Triton Nation, as we get to the nitty-gritty of this set. Caitlin Steffes still serving for the Tritons. 19-14 is the score. Tritons lead. We have 2 sets under our belt, while as the Hawks have 1 under theirs. Let's see if we can get this third one here for the better. It's going to go over to Hayek, and it's going to be another point for your Triton. 20-14. Man, I'm having a hard time reading that scoreboard today, folks. I'm just so excited. All right, back into the action. Caitlin Steffes now to serve. It's going to be blocked off by Hayek and Alharthi. What a good block there. 21-14. Steffes still serving for the Tritons. Here we go. We have the setup. Here goes. There goes the hit. Out of bounds for the Hawks. 22-14 now the score. You can definitely see on a lot of the fans and families' faces, they're already excited. They know what's going to happen here tonight. There goes Dobson to tip it over the net. Ooh, and a nice save there by Balin Johnson. Jory Hayek off the hand of the Hawks brings us 23-14. Here we go, Steffens again for the next serve. Back over to the Hawks. It'll be tipped right back over to Balin Johnson. There goes Alicia Johnson. Tipped over by Alharthy. Saved by Alicia Johnson. Back over to Balin Johnson. There goes Dobson for the game point for the Tritons. 24-14. Triton Nation, this is what it all comes down to right here. Oh, and that's just gonna be out of reach there. 24-15 now the score. Gonna go right over to Hayek. There goes Alicia Johnson. Tipped over. She's gonna go right off of Caitlin Steffens over to Alicia Johnson. There goes Hayek. Back over to Balin Johnson. Back over to Alicia Johnson. Now back over to Hayek. Tipped right back over to the Hawks. Saved once again. It's going to be close. Ooh, and tipped over by Alharthy. And that will do it for that round. My goodness. And another win for your Iowa Central Tritons, bringing them 36-1. Folks, this has been amazing. This has been the last home game of the season, as they are mentioning now. I'm going to switch it down over into the court now, as we're going to carry on with our sophomore night. Folks, it's been an absolute honor hosting the Tritons volleyball season here at Hodges Fieldhouse. I've been Lincoln Clay. Take care, be safe, be well. We'll be right back with the sophomore spotlight in a matter of moments.
Emma is from Fresno, Iowa, and is majoring in medical lab technology. Her parents are Nikki Wagner and Colby Westman. Emma is undecided on her plans for next year. Her favorite memories as a Triton were the national tournament last season. Emma Westman. Number 2, Ciela Avea. Ciela is from Oahu, Hawaii, and is majoring in psychology. Her parents are Charla and Sivu Avea. Ciela is planning to transfer to a 4-year college next year. Her favorite memory as a Triton was sweeping parkland on our home court. Ciela Avea. Number 3, Angel Baylor. Angel is from Burlington, Iowa, and is majoring in accounting. Her mom is Rachel Baylor. Angel is planning to transfer to a 4-year school to continue her volleyball career and her accounting major. Her favorite memory as a Triton was being ranked number 1 for the first time in school history, along with all her amazing teammates. Angel Baylor. Number 4, Devin Scott. Devin is from Fort Dodge and is majoring in elementary education. Her parents are Chad Scott and Lisa Scott. Devin is planning to transfer to a 4-year university to get her teaching degree. Her favorite memory as a Triton was last year's national tournament. Devin Scott. Number 5, Molly McCauley. Molly's from Algona, Iowa, and is majoring in elementary education. Her parents are Kathy and Steve McCauley. Molly is undecided on her plans for next year, but her favorite memory as a Triton was being part of a team that has had so much success. Molly McCauley. Number 7, Natalia Kellerman. Natalia is from Salem, Minnesota, and is majoring in chemical engineering. Her parents are Aaron and Jolene Kellerman. Natasha is planning to transfer to MDSU to complete her bachelor's degree. Her favorite memory as a Triton is hanging out with her best friends every day. Natalia Kellerman. Number 8, Bailey Dugan. Bailey is from Wichita, Kansas, and is undecided major. Her parents are Patrick and Cindy Dugan. Bailey is planning to transfer to a 4-year school to play volleyball and continue her education. Her favorite memory as a Triton was the Snapchat group after their match at Southeastern Community College. Bailey Dugan. Number 9, Jaden Zeiss. Jaden is from Fargo, North Dakota, and is majoring in chemical engineering. Her parents are Melissa and Douglas Zeiss. Jaden plans to transfer to a 4-year college to obtain a BS in chemical engineering. Her favorite memory as a Triton was experiencing last year's national tournament. Jaden Zeiss. Number 11, Caitlin Steffes. Caitlin is from Rochester, Minnesota, and is an undecided major. Her mom is Jenny Betcher. Caitlin plans to transfer to a four-year college to continue playing volleyball. Her favorite memory as a Triton includes meeting some of her lifelong friends at ICCC. Caitlin Steffes. Number 12, Bailyn Johnson. Bailyn is from Algona, Iowa, and is an education major. Her parents are Brendan and Brooke Riley and Damaris Johnson. Bailyn plans to transfer to a four-year college to continue playing volleyball. Her favorite memory as a Triton was winning the third-place match at the national tournament for the first time in school history. Bailyn Johnson. Number 13, Haley Alherthy. Haley is from Omaha, Nebraska, and is an accounting and business major. She's being escorted by her mom, Cindy Alherthy, and grandma, Gladys Dorr. Haley plans to get her bachelor's degree in accounting and business at UNO. Her favorite memory as a Triton was the time they stalled for a teammate. Haley Alherthy. Number 16, Maria Sandefur. Maria is from St. Paul, Minnesota, and is an exercise science major. Her parents are Brian Sandefur and Jill Downhauer. Maria is undecided on her plans for next year. Her favorite memory as a Triton was beating Parkland for the first time this season. Maria Sandefur. Number 20, Alicia Johnson. Alicia is from Council Bluffs, Iowa, and is majoring in business management. Her parents are Rachel and Brad Frazier and Todd and Angie Johnson. Alicia is planning to transfer to a four-year school to continue playing volleyball. Her favorite memory as a Triton was her pep talk at nationals before they played Parkland. Alicia Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, these ladies have been partners for some of the most successful teams here at Iowa Central Community College. Let's wish them all congratulations and best of luck.